Hello Internet, my name is HD. Today, we're going to be talking about Steven Crowder again. On my last video, I stand with Carlos Maza. I got a couple of comments disagreeing with me on the fact that Steven Crowder is a homophobic bigot. So I decided to compile a few articles and, just showcase why Steven Crowder is a bigot. Without further ado, let's dive right in. So here we have Steven Crowder, of course, spewing his first set of propaganda I'm going to show you. So basically the context for this one was that apparently some UK school had some extracurricular program where kids could write a gay love letter. So let's just read the quote, shall we? Quote, "It's hardly shocking news when I tell you the left is using schools to brainwash, mold your kids into socially conscious citizens. Much of this indoctrination revolves around making the tots woke on the issues of LGBTness, which brings us to now this UK school is making their 6-year-old students write gay love letters in the name of diversity. Oh my god. Yep, knowing the ins and outs of gayness and trannydom is now more important than reading, writing, and math. Forget about geography or multiplication tables. All that really matters is these kids know everything there is to know about peens, lady parts, everything in between. Teaching kids not be dickish is all well and good. I can understand. It's wise to teach the little ones not to mock the kids who dress fancy and flail their arms about when they talk. Even so, I think the teachers can manage that without exposing the younglings to sexuality, while they still think the Easter Bunny's a thing. Just saying." So now we're going to read from this digital commons study. Quote, "This study aims to evaluate the relationship between media exposure, age, and attitude on homosexuality. Considering past research, we concluded that younger participants with higher levels of media would have a more positive attitude on homosexuality. A convenience non-probability sample of 198 participants, 100 young adults, 49 middle-aged adults, and 49 older adults participated in a cross-sectional quantitative online survey. Our results show that 1. For higher media exposure levels foster more accepting attitudes. 2. Younger participants are more accepting of homosexuality. And 3. News media participants have more accepting attitudes compared to the entertainment media participants." Wow. So let's get something straight here. Crowder finds issue with kids in a classroom setting writing a love letter that's for a gay person. I wonder if he would have a problem with this if it was a straight love letter. He wouldn't, but that's okay. If you thought that was bad, wait for this next one. It gets worse from here on out, folks. So just hunker down. Alright, so this one is something titled Australian gay couple opposes gay marriage. Now, since it says Australia, I'm going to read it in my Aussie accent. Let's begin, shall we? Quote, "Who doesn't support gay marriage, thinks the left are intolerant cockaloorums, and does it all while looking fabulous? No, not Pepe the Frog in pink sequin dress, an Australian gay couple. The left believes oppressors of gay marriage consist of your fat white grandfather and and his mail-order bride. Survey says, nope. As Australia readies for a vote on gay marriage, a homosexual couple is saying yes to traditional marriage. Kind of. They're still male lovers. An NSW gay couple says they oppose gay same-sex marriage, and they want to preserve traditional marriage. Ben Rogers and Mark Paul from one little... Shit, I can't read that in an Australian accent. Irony, am I right? Say while they're committed to their lives to each other, they don't feel that they need to have a legally binding certificate to show it. If we make one exception for one community, that being same-sex couples, where does it stop?" And I love that unironically. Where does it stop? Anyways, Mr. Paul Devin told ABC's 7:30 program on Monday night, "It's almost like they've paid attention to what's happened in America." Mr. Rogers said he already made peace with not being able to get married. When I first came out, I think one of the consequences was giving up marriage and children and things like that. They also spoke about how both camps in the same-sex marriage debate have started to get nasty. The campaign's gotten nasty on both sides, and I think the comments that I hear are, "You're a homophobe if you don't support gay marriage," Mr. Poldevin said. You're not intolerant if you don't support a view. That's right, kiddies. If you don't support the legal marriage of two people who love each other and happen to be gay, you're not intolerant at all. Anyways, if you don't support a view, that's what we've been saying all along. And since America is further down the rabbit hole, we know the slippery slope is real. It's smeared with gay white jelly. Fucking bastard. Okay. Since gay marriage became mainstream, bakers and florists who believe marriage is between one man and one woman have been stomped all over by the Gestapo, I guess. Marriage contracts have been amended to remove husband and wife, triggering gender words, to spouse. People are losing their businesses if they don't want to partake in gay marriage. Oh, the humanity. After gay marriage hit the mainstream with the Supreme Court ruling, the battle was over. Then transgenderism reared its ugly, fluid head. Now we have boys dressing as drag queens and grown men identifying as 6-year-old girls. Oh. No, but seriously, you see the three things I've color coded, I guess. One claims homosexuality can't have traditional marriage. So I'm guessing he means traditional in sense of Christianity. I mean, I'm a Christian, I should know. But seriously though, you know what marriage was used for, right? It was used for economic gain, to join two families between the union of usually two people who just met each other like a couple of fucking days ago. Okay, so I guess you maybe. Anyways, the second one is claims that because gay people agreed with my position, it means I'm right, which is not true. Crowder, you are bigoted if you do not support gay marriage. I mean, gay marriage literally does not hurt anyone. Like, I love it. The legalization of gay marriage, like, what I love is if it was illegal, right? Like, do you think they would not ask for gay wedding cakes? Just like maybe gay civil union cakes, Like, you think when you walk up and stroll up to a Christian bakery, they'd be like, gay union cakes? Sure, why not? Anyways, the third argument is, of course, he goes on a tirade claiming that gay marriage causes bad stuff like acceptance of LGBT. And, he chooses the example of that guy who said he was a 6-year-old girl, which was pretty fucking scummy considering that he had a whole family and wife to take care of. And little boys dressing up like drag queens, which I guess is bad. I mean, let's be clear here, okay? Steven Crowder obviously does not want to normalize LGBT trends in America, okay? I mean, gross. Gay people walking around and showing genuine affection for one another? Ew. Gay men and gay women kissing out in the streets? Ugh, yucky. Well, maybe not the women kissing. That one can be all in every guy's secret memory box. But little kids identifying as trannies. Grown men abandoning their families. It's an epidemic. Okay, next. Here's Steven Crowder making fun of a man for burning himself alive after his boyfriend cheated on him. No, I'm not joking. That's that's literally it. He's just making jokes about the fact that this man lit himself ablaze. What I especially love about this one is that there's literally no reason to make fun of this unless you are homophobic. Like, just imagine if this was like a man doing this because, his girlfriend had cheated on him. Imagine the different light that Crowder would put this in. Man burns himself alive after girlfriend cheats on him. on Sunday the horrific story of a man who burned himself alive because he found his girl was getting plowed by Tyrone. But no, this dude, Steven Crowder, made fun of this man because his boyfriend cheated on him with a woman. Okay, in Africa, no or less. Okay, and let me tell you, Africa really isn't the place to find open LGBT acceptance, if you will. So, yeah. But seriously though, it gets just worse from here. If you didn't think that's bad, the next one will definitely trigger the fuck out of you, like it did me. So let's go, shall we? This one just shows Crowder's glaring hypocrisy. Let's begin. Our suggestion: if Arby's really wants to make a statement, have that branch refuse to service cater a meal for Pembroke Pines Police Department. All the curly fries and roast beef they can eat, and their families gratis. Also, try not to make their roast beef sandwiches taste like yak vomit, if you can fit that into the suggestion box. But this isn't just about some random, incredibly stupid Arby's employee who's a total jerk. We're seeing a cultural revolution where parents are teaching their kids to run away from cops rather than run to them, or at the very least, respect them. And this was from another one. So if we're clear, if you're a Christian, it's a microaggression to refuse to bake a wedding cake for a gay couple. It's totally okay if you're a Muslim bakery to deny a gay wedding cake, though. However, if you're a douchebag fast food worker, it's okay to refuse to serve cops because Black Lives Matter and the war on cops meme is in full force. The prevailing argument on the right is the baker has the First Amendment right to his religion and refuse service based on that First Amendment right. That's all well and good, but where in the Constitution does it say you have the right to be served at all? Maybe it's hidden between the amendment about abortions on the demand and rewriting the rules of beauty to appease land-dwelling butter whales. So let me just say, hypocrisy, thy name, Steven Crowder. What I really like about these two articles right here, the one in green was talking about Whataburger. Basically, what happened was that, just a simple disagreement, with political views, one side has legitimate facts on their side to suggest that the police kind of abuse their power and fuck up black people at a disproportionate rate. And the other is religious ideological differences, and that's why you can't serve gay people. Now, the argument that any conservative would make here is, well, as you can see, the police protect and serve us. But here's the fundamental difference, okay? The police choose to be police officers. They put on that badge and uniform every day. Being gay, you don't have a choice. That's your sexual preference. It's not preference, sexual orientation. It's not, oh, I just want to get married to a guy. It's just a choice. It's not a choice. That's your orientation. And since you can discriminate against someone for their sexual orientation, you should be able to discriminate against someone for what they choose as a job. Okay? I firmly believe that if you are a public servant, okay, let's say a trash collector, trash collectors are kind of leaving garbage on everyone's steps, okay? And a trash collector walks in. Now, this trash collector in particular may not be doing it, but you can still deny this person service because on ideological grounds. Why? Because that First Amendment, baby, protest. That's right, front and center. You can protest the government, you can protest whatever you want, especially the police. The fact that Crowder has a serious problem with people protesting the police, but doesn't have a problem with people denying service to, gay people. That just shows a fundamental flaw in his logic there. Unless, of course, maybe just on the slim chance he was homophobic, huh? What a thought. Oh, by the way, he brought up Muslim bakeries. Speaking of the Muzzies, Alright, so in this article, Steven Crowder basically tries to say that, oh, there's no anti-LGBT violence in America anymore. Quote, you have the right to fly the gayest flag in history of ever. A cowboy's banner would be a suggestion, and nobody is going to stop you. We don't arrest, torture, or murder people because we disagree with them. So let's dispel with the fiction that is Islamic peace and tolerance. The irony of the left is that they scramble to back any minority. How can they claim to support LGBT while they also revere Muslims? They don't tend to mix well. Now, of course, what I'm showing under that is showing that the FBI crime statistics show a rise since 2018, that is, a rise in LGBT hate crimes. So yeah, you're fucking wrong. What I really like about Steven Crowder, or what I disdain actually, is his constant comparison of, let me just use the more dog whistly terms, Western values, which is just a fun way for people to say white people values. But I'm actually using it in the proper context of the Western world, like Europe and America and Canada, where we more value liberalism, okay? However, in more, let's say, moderate Muslim countries, they don't. Now, the thing about Muslim countries is that a lot of them have different, what's the word, sects? Is that the word? Or hadiths? I forgot what the word is, but essentially it's the same way Christians do it. They don't follow the religious text exactly. What they do is they pick and choose, just like how we do. Somehow Crowder doesn't think it's a sin to, say, hey, I want to grab my wife by the pussy. Or, hey, well, Trump didn't even say by his wife. He just said he gropes women because he's rich. He doesn't think it's a sin to say about your daughter, I would smash her if she wasn't my daughter. He doesn't think it's a sin to constantly find just unashamed pride in achievements that you didn't achieve. But what he does find sinful are Muslims. I just love it. It's funny. Crowder will literally, every chance he gets, he will literally bring up Muslims and how they treat LGBT people. I mean, we gotta solve our own problems before we can criticize others. Am I right or am I right? Another part of the LGBTers' everyday regime seems to be blaming everyone else for their problems. For instance, now they're blaming their bad reputation on Trump, as Americans increasingly dislike their maddening hordes. Oh dear God. Fresh from a report, a new study released by GLAAD on Thursday found a significant decline in overall comfort and acceptance of LGBTQ people. This marks the first time in this particular study's 4-year history that the numbers have declined. In case Google is broken, GLAAD stands for Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation. Their media monitoring organization, GLAAD, has been bored because their gay comrades at CNN and NBC have been monitoring themselves, hence the study. So, they're trying to draw a connection between their unlikableness and Trump, who supposedly caused America to be more intolerant. So what you see below the Crowder quote is actually from fenwayhealth.org, essentially showing Trump literally making it legal to discriminate against gay people in terms of finding health insurance. Are you gay? Would you ever develop cancer due to some unforeseen family history? Well, fuck you. Now you can literally get discriminated against. Hell, are you the child of a gay person who adopted you? Well, if you ever get sick with pneumonia, or if you ever break your bone, looks like you're shit out of luck, Chuck. Holy crap. Man, you might as well duct tape that fucking bone that's sticking out your leg because you fell off a freaking building. Seriously, I'm gonna deny you healthcare. In America only. Jesus Christ. No wonder the left pushes single-payer healthcare so much. And you know what? I agree with them. I mean, if seriously, like, if this is Trump, if this is what Trump's gonna be doing, he's gonna be over here literally making it illegal for people to discriminate against LGBT people. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. And Crowder probably would sit back, look at this, and go, well, I mean, they just have the right to go to another healthcare provider. They don't have the right to be served. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you not hear me because your fucking hearing is going over? Well, fuck you. I mean, it's just funny. Like, imagine if Crowder got sick, right? And he went to the hospital, and they're like, "Oh, we're sorry. We don't serve your kind here." What? What do you mean? I mean, you're conservative, and you're communists are us hospital. Okay. Get out. Like, that would be the perfect meme. Because you'd be like, wow. There's literally nowhere else to go. I'm gonna fucking die. So, here's Crowder. He apparently, I don't know if he has a degree in sociology, or maybe he has a degree in like human sexual studies, or sociology, or political science, or something pertaining to this field, because apparently Steven Crowder has the ability, the unique innate ability to debunk a study that was done by, who was it? Williams Institute Law of UCLA. Oh yeah. Liberal commie fucking lefty libcuck. They're apparently not a reputable source of information. Crowder? Crowder? Of course, he's the best. This guy, he clearly is one of the biggest researchers of our time. But yeah, anyways, pretty much this is just an article talking about how apparently it's wrong for a study to make a claim with evidence, I guess, because the sample size is too small, even though Crowder doesn't, have a degree in sociology, or, the, I just love it. I love it so much. I just legitimately wonder what gives Crowder the authority to debunk these studies. But I guess I've got to explain this. So essentially what the study is saying, that 1/3 of all of California's kids, all of California's adolescents between the ages of 12 and 17 are non-gender conforming. Now what that essentially means is that their gender, like let's say male and female, if you want to keep it within the main means of the binary, which is not really real, but whatever, we'll talk about that later. Apparently, they're non-gender conforming. So, for example, let's say we have a woman in a suit, right? Or a guy wearing maybe a skirt or something. That's considered non-gender conforming, or androgynous, if you will. Now, in terms of highly gender non-conforming, I don't exactly know what that means. Maybe it's like a guy wearing like extreme makeup and showing like signs of gender dysphoria. But speaking on that subject specifically, right here. Yeah, here we are. Leftist belief being gender nonconforming isn't due to a mental disorder, but there is a prevalence of mental disorders in those. They want to classify queer as gender dysphoria. The actual mental disorder is associated with depression, anxiety. Progressives want to contribute to it to bullying and societal disapproval. So no, this is not true. Gender dysphoria, in the sense that, how do I say it? Okay, gender dysphoria. Fuck, let me think of a way to explain this. So here, this comes from the Children's Hospital, .org. Now, I can't really interpret or read this for you because I'm not a medical professional, but I have read this. I mean, there's no way I can read this and describe it accurately. So you go ahead and read it on yourself on their website. I'll link all of my sources in the description below, but none of the fucking Louder with Crowder crap. Jesus Christ, that shit probably gives me my fucking phone viruses or some shit. But no, gender dysphoria essentially is extreme discomfort Okay, so I guess to commonly describe it would be discomfort in the gender that your body is. So the way we do gender is we bounce it off of sex, right? But this is an arbitrary category. So if I look in the mirror and I see a woman, right? But I look down and I look at myself in the mirror and I see I've got big fucking shoulders. I look down, I've got pecs. I look even further down, I've got a juicy, wide, meaty looking stomach and a very tiny small penis. That's not really good for my psyche, and that can cause extreme distress. What most mental psychiatric experts claim or say is that the way to treat this is usually through some methods of counseling, like helping this person cope and go through basically gender transformation. Usually this starts with the counseling, and then it goes into puberty blockers and hormones, and then eventually when the person is old enough, we're talking in terms of childhood psychology, they will go through the actual transgender op. My whole issue with this thing is Crowder just gets to debunk a study on his website and it really goes unchallenged. This is a problem I have with conservatives, is that they can link you stuff like Breitbart as their sources, but when you give them credible institutions like UCLA, we invest sample size. But, I mean, this isn't even the worst thing he did. You thought all the other shit was bad, claiming that apparently LGBT people do it all to themselves. Muslims are the only violent ones toward LGBT people. Making fun of people who burn themselves alive. Finding it horrifying that people deny service to cops, but just peachy when they do it to gay people. You thought that was all bad? Well, I'm about to show you the creme de la creme, if you will. The cream on the top of this shit pie. Because in this one, Crowder admits, he admits to just straight up editing clips to make Muslims look bad. I'm not kidding. I swear to God, I swear on everything that is holy in my life. He literally he just says it, and it's so blanket. I'm just like, wow, you're fucking stupid. Like, why would you do that? Like, you're a moron. So, without further ado, here it is. Steven Crowder admitting he edits his clips to make Muslims look bad.
Steven Crowder of LouderWithCrowder.com and founding panelist of this show joins me to fill us in. Steven, thank you for being here. I know that you're gender fluid, and it's really good to see that you've chosen to be male today for the purpose of this interview.
Well, I don't know why you have to put a label on it, but that's your prerogative.
I didn't get to congratulate you and Ben, who actually, he's sitting in the pit. Congratulate you and Ben on your impending nuptials.
Yeah, I was the groom, he was the bride, naturally, and we were thrilled.
He's like, we were thrilled.
I didn't know I was the bride. I thought I was the groom, but.
Well, he did say groom and groom in the video.
That's true.
Look at that photo, the happiest couple ever. Steven,
it's a terrible Photoshop.
How many bakeries did you go to? And this was in Dearborn, Michigan, correct?
It was in Dearborn, Michigan. And first, let me address some of the critics out there, okay? People say, you selectively edited this tape. Any film, any TV show, any video you've ever seen, and any that I've ever been involved with, has been selectively edited. It's an oxymoron. To edit a video is to select portions of the video to use. Otherwise, everything would be as long as a Peter Jackson film. Someone needs to get him a cut of Final Cut Pro.
Hey,
yeah, listen,
I like him.
This was selectively edited as any other video. And I say right in the video, a few Muslim bakeries were nice, were willing to serve me, and some of them weren't. The point is, with Christian bakeries, it only takes one lawsuit. It only takes one national story. So that's the example here. Listen, I'm not going on a sting for conservatives calling to sue the bakeries. I'm not a liberal. I don't believe in doing that. This was designed to entertain and shine a light on something which should be obvious. The reason for the backlash is because the left has tried to lie about this for years and sort of put the exclusivity of discrimination on the shoulders of Christians.
That's right, kiddies. You heard it first here. Those poor, oppressed Christians. The left is just, it's just unfair. Oh my God. I mean, it's not like the Christians hold, literally more political, economic, and sociological power in the U.S. It's not like Muslims are actually more more accepting of homosexuality than Christians are in America. Oh, no. It's just the left is so intolerant of other opposing views. Why can't I just say that you're gonna go to hell if you fuck with dudes and you're a guy? Why can't I say that, guys? Come on now. It's 20. Now, one might be asking, what does this have to do with homophobia, Zemos? What does it have to do with anything? Well, it's very clear. Crowder clearly doesn't care about gay people. And he doesn't like Muslims either. But again, this is more about homophobia. So you notice in literally that clip, what his literal argument was is that the left really only cares and really only pays attention when Christians do something bad as opposed to Muslims. Well, no shit, Crowder. You realize that Muslims literally do not even make up 1% of the population, right? Like, that's a fact. And the fact that you're looking at it and going, why aren't you treating us the same? I mean, it's ridiculous. And the whole problem is that you hear it in the video. Oh, well, I mean, why is it okay when Muslims do it? That's pretty much his argument is, if a kid throws a rock on the playground and it hits another kid in the eye, maybe breaks his glasses, the teacher comes to the playground, she reprimands the kid, and the kid's literal argument is, well, why can I do it? Little Timmy did it over there. Yeah, but little Timmy didn't break their glasses. Also, he didn't even throw a rock. He threw a basketball and it hit their face. So, yeah, that's a little different from a rock. Like it's essentially the same action, but not really. Actually, that wasn't even good. Let's try this one. Little Timmy and his whole gang throw rocks at this one kid versus one kid and maybe another one throwing 2 rocks at some kid. That's the analogy here. Now, tell me, which one's worse? The gang of kids, maybe 20 to 30 of them throwing rocks at one kid, or 2 kids throwing a rock at one kid? Both of them are wrong. But one of them is substantially worse. And is also, ironically enough, an ironic dog whistle that I just realized I was making. Look, all I'm saying is that, yeah, Steven Crowder, the reason why Christians are, more pushed hard on this is because they're the majority. But, yeah, I'm not really talking to him anyways. But whatever. If you were watching this and you weren't convinced by this video that Steven Crowder is homophobic, I mean, I don't know what would convince you. I pretty much laid down every position. Not every position, obviously. There's much more. But I pretty much laid down the fundamentals that you would need to conclude this. But if you're really still on the fence, all you have to do is watch the supercut of him literally insulting Carlos Maza. I think I'm going to play it right about now.
With our favorite lispy sprite from Vox. It's ridiculous. It's bonkers. You're being given a free pass as a crappy writer because you're gay.
That center line on his little queer graph there. What is
well,
that
now
line?
the graph is queer?
Violence, filth.
Okay, so the little queer could eat his chips all nonchalantly. It's code for rape, Mr. Queer eating chips on the Vox channel. Chip, but you can eat just one, like dicks. This is what Mr. Gay Vox wants to do. Mr. Lispy Queer from Vox. What were you holding, Gay Latino from Vox? Even his hand movement in fast motion is gay. Now we're here with the short-haired angry lesbian on Skype. And cable news bitching. 2 gay guys sitting there eating a banana. We get the symbolism there. The truth is hiding in a closet 2 weeks later, probably along to his next Pride Parade outfit. This guy on the gay semi-Latino Vox. Oh, okay, so you really are just an angry little queer. All right, I can't deal with this Sprite anymore. Okay, he just sachets across without, the gay Vox Sprite is wrong! Now he could be a tranny, Your Honor. How many lispy, angry Sprites and Vox sachet across your screen and try and tell you otherwise. Or you, by the way, the gay Mexican guy? The gay Latino V-neck. Gay Mexican. Or Mexican gay guy used to work. Mexican gay Latino there at Vox. Oh, gay Latino from Vox. The token Vox gay atheist Sprite with surprisingly flaccid chest considering how thin he is. It's very bizarre to me. Ad hominem, yes.